everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm reviewing my favorite nibs for advanced calligraphers. I posted 2 videos all about my favorite nibs for beginners and intermediate calligraphers. If you haven't watched those, I will link them down in the description box below, along with all the nibs I'm using here. This video is the 3rd in a series of 4 that I'm doing, so watch for the nibs for advanced calligraphers part 2 video coming very soon. I should also say that while I've labeled these as advanced nibs, every person is different. The nibs that might be tricky for me to use might be some of your favorites. The first nib is the Brause 511 medium drawing nib. I love the very fine lines this nib creates. I did have to go pretty slow to get the right control on the upstrokes, but I really love this nib overall. The second is the Brause 513 hard drawing nib. This one is fun because you do have to press pretty hard to get a thicker swell, and the upstrokes are very fine. It's a little bit harder for me to use, which is why I have this on the advanced list, but don't let that stop you from trying this one out. The next is the Hiro 40. This nib is easier to use than some of the others on this list. It's flexible without being so flexible that you can't easily control it. Next is the Gillott 1068A. This one is another one without a lot of flexibility. You need to press pretty hard to get the difference in swells, but that's something I like about it. It would add a really beautiful, delicate look to your lettering. Next is the Hiro 41. You can see I was having a harder time using this nib. I think it has something to do with its really flat shape, but the ink was not cooperating with me. Next time I use this nib, I'll be sure to troubleshoot and scrub the nib with a toothbrush and toothpaste. That usually does the trick to help the ink stay put. Other than that, I love this nib. Next is the Hiro 700 nib. This is another one that requires you to go very slow and have a little bit more control on your upstroke so the nib doesn't catch the paper and splatter ink everywhere. It is so beautiful and one I want to practice more with in the future. I am in love with the delicate, light calligraphy look lately. Then we have the Leonardt No. 30 Drawing Nib. This one produces gorgeous strokes. This is another one that is a little bit easier to use than some of the other ones on this list. Next is the Gullet 404. This nib has very little difference between the up and down strokes, which is kind of nice to be able to practice, but part of the fun of calligraphy is being able to see the thin and thick strokes. Still, you get a very gorgeous stroke from this nib. Last, we have the Gullet 170. You can see I'm going very slow with this nib as well. That's the theme with these harder to use nibs, go slow. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite calligraphy nib is. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. I post a new calligraphy video every Monday and a new watercolor video every Wednesday. If you would like free calligraphy guides, sign up for my newsletter. Just visit www.snowberrydesignco.com/subscribe. I'll leave a link down in the description down below for that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!